Hey everybody, please stay tuned as I liberate this comic book from its mylar and hard plastic cage. It has suffered enough, unable to breathe, unable to be read, unable to savor the art hidden inside. Folks, I'll stand for it no longer. Join me as I attempt a prison break for poor Daredevil, who has suffered enough for months, if not years. Hey gang, this is Dave with SpinnerX Studios. And in front of you, you see Daredevil number 42, CGC graded in the 6.5. And today we're going to unslab this sucker. You know, this book had no business being encapsulated. There's not a lot of sales data on this particular issue, at least not on GPA analysis, but you know, I'm guessing the value on this book at a 6.5 grade is around $40, $50. I bought it slabbed fairly cheaply, and you know, whoever submitted it for slabbing probably thought it was a much higher grade, or at least I hope so, because the cost of slabbing, postage, etc. probably made this book a loss on sale unless the owner who slabbed it had next to really nothing into the book. Realistically, Daredevil 42 needs, I probably am going to say, at minimum of a 9.2 or higher grade before slabbing fees and postage and what have you makes financial sense. But I do have to admit, in its case, this book looks much better than a 6.5. I'm not sure why it did receive a 6.5, and I have higher grades books that look worse than this. But maybe once unslabbed, the grade will become apparent. And you know, you've heard me say before, overall, I prefer non-graded books. They take up less storage room, and I just find slabs and labeling distracting on the slabs. All right, so let's get started. All right, I got my implements of destruction here, a couple screwdrivers, scissors, and a box cutter if I need it. And so let's see if I can do this without knocking over my camera or cutting myself or damaging the comic book. Here we go. Okay, wow, well that was easy. I've already got the screwdriver in there. I don't know if you kind of heard a crack there. Let's just keep moving up. Oh, there we go. Broke that side there. All right, kind of moving my way down. All right, we're really getting after it now. Let me go on to the side here. This is a process you want to be careful with. You don't want to damage the comic book inside. All right, here we go. It's really starting to crack open now. And I think we may be getting close here. There it comes. All right, here's the label. And of course, I'm going to keep this, and when I put it into a mylar with the backing board, I'll just kind of slip it in the back side there. Okay. And here we have the book in its protective mylar. I've considered before, you know, taking it out of a case, but just leaving it in this this mylar that's been, you know, sealed on all sides. Problem is, you really can't get it into a regular size bag or backing board. These on the sides here, it just extends out too far. So I'm going to have to kind of do a very careful cutting job. First of all, I'm going to start cutting on the right side here. I'm going to kind of make sure I've got about as much room as I can. And this is where it gets kind of tricky. Here we go. You want to make sure you got a pretty sharp pair of scissors. And you really kind of want to be careful in holding it on the other side so you don't inadvertently squeeze it too hard and bend the spine. Okay, I found you have to cut probably at least two sides. It's difficult to get out if you only do one side. So I am going to cut on top here. And apologize if I'm getting out of the screen here as I do this. I'm really trying to get the comic book to settle down at the bottom there so I don't accidentally and inadvertently cut it. You can see it's kind of yeah, here. You got some space here, but as the comic goes up, I don't know whether it's miscut or what, but it gets closer to the seam there. So this is going to be a little bit difficult. I might turn the camera off here for a moment and see if I can put it down and do this. All right, guys, I'm back, and I think I finally got one of the edges and then one of the top edge cut. This was an exceedingly difficult one. I think what had happened is that when they sealed this inner well here, it wasn't sealed exactly straight, and so as you worked from one edge to the other, the comic book was really butting up against the seal there, and you know, it just was very, very difficult to cut it out without damaging the book. But I think I did it without making the comic book any worse for the wear. So let's slip this sucker out. Here we go. And you really want to be careful because you can sometimes have edges where you cut. So I'm going to lift, that'll catch on the comic book. So I'm going to just slowly slide it out. All right, and here it is. Free at last. Yeah, look at it. Boy, isn't that beautiful? Let's make sure my camera here is adjusted appropriately. Let's just open it up and take a look at it. All right, there it is. I just get a slight, that great comic book smell from it. This was graded off-white to white pages. I don't know how well that's coming through. I'm not sure that this would be off-white to white pages. I think I would knock it down a level. But, you know, this is the cover is Gene Colan art and Gene Colan interiors. Boy, look at that art. Isn't that something? Just beautiful. You know, what's interesting is that I haven't run across a piece of micro chamber paper. They usually put that in here, which kind of helps to keep the paper from tanning anymore. Yeah, wow. This book is the first appearance of, I think it was the Jester, right? Yeah. And look at that art. Forbidden Oriental Fighting Arts. Gene, I think, really, not only being a great artist, but he had good composition of his panels. Okay, here's the microchamber paper right here. There it is. Of course, we got the Stan's soapbox. And there is the ad for the all-new Spectacular Spider-Man magazine, a copy of which I do have. It's a magazine that was in a black and white format, at least at its start. But here is something that really is cool. And there's an ad for one of the great issues and characters. And of course that is Silver Surfer by Stan Lee, with cover art by John Buscema. All right, well anyway, there it is. This comic book has been freed, and I think as I shut this video down, I'm going to go take it and to read through it. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care.